Hey Aquarius, what's going on? We're here with a timeless reading. I was seeing the Magician and the Sun. There can be something that you are creating, there can be something that you're realizing. You can be putting like a lot of focus and energy and intention into something. I'm seeing things moving quickly here. Eight of Wands can be like there's a focus direction, or there's a focus speed now, or it can be like things are really speeding up now, or things are progressing now. This looks like something that you wanted to happen. So you could have felt like before this something was stuck or it wasn't really moving. Now I'm seeing it move forward quickly too. You could feel like you needed to resolve something in order for this to happen. In order for things to get moving, I'm seeing the Hierophant. Something important to you that you're communicating, or that someone's communicating with you. Whoever this Knight of Cups is, but I'm seeing the Death card, so what this looks like is that somebody could have really, there could have been, what's the best way to put this with the Hierophant? Hierophant is like something that you put your belief into, or something that you put your faith into, or something that you like give power in some type of way, where there's sort of that type of relationship with it. Like the Hierophant can be something that we see as being like a higher power, but it can also be something that's just like coincides with our belief system. The thing with the Hierophant is that it can be a very like familiar way of dealing with things. The Hierophant can be kind of rigid, it can be sort of traditional too, and it can feel sometimes like arbitrary to us depending on where we are with things. This looks like somebody's beliefs are changing in a major way, and there's going to be communication about that. It seems like it's time for this to be happening. So this can be somebody being like something was always super, super important to them, or like they were always a fan of like this team, okay, like something like that. And now they're getting to a point where they're like, I feel like I've like grown beyond that, or grown away from that now. Like there's something really big here where it can be like, this used to be very, very, very important to me. Like it used to be even like the cornerstone of my thinking or like my belief system. But now what's being expressed is that there's like a huge, huge change here that's happening. So this can be like, I don't even want to talk about this anymore. Like it doesn't matter to me in that way. Or it can be like these types of discussions don't feel relevant to me anymore. Or like I don't believe in that anymore. It's something like that. Or it's like I feel like I've like grown or expanded. Because to have the Death card, it doesn't mean like something stops and there's absolutely no continuation. Death card means that it's just like changing form into something else. And so it's sort of like somebody's belief systems and how they communicate that can also be tied into their emotions as well. Is going through quite a bit of a change right now, in a way where this could change like a person's whole life with the Death card, because the Death card is usually really big. And to have the Hierophant, this can be a person's view on like religion, it can be education, it can be like cultural beliefs. It's like the background of a person and sort of where they're coming from when it comes to like their sort of like world philosophy, how they just see things and how they go through life, and what the basis for that is, like whether it be like the code that they live by or their morality, things like that, how they feel like it's right for them to be living or right for other people to be living, however this is that it's sort of applied. But having the Death card here, it's like it's not the same as it was anymore. So somebody may be communicating, like you're either communicating that with someone. This can also be like my beliefs on like my beliefs on a particular thing. It can be like marriage or commitment or like something like that, you know, something big. Would feel big to a person. So this is like a discussion that's being had about these things and about how these things have changed. And how somebody wants to show up differently because of that. I will say this too, maybe you also feel like there's a difference between sort of how you were talking about these things, expressing these things, feeling about these things. Whatever this is, it feels like action that's coming straight towards you. Or you're going straight towards a person. It's like you get called up on stage. I'm seeing the Ace of Cups. Something is being, whoever is identified as King of Wands. See how this Ace of Cups is being given to this person? This is somebody that it's like, now what are you going to do? Like that type of thing. Like, what is this person going to do with this? Ace of Cups. It's like something that's being handed to them. Whoever the person is that's bringing this message through. So you have one person communicating, you have another person receiving. This person on the receiving end, the ball is sort of in their court now. The person that's coming through, that is the initiator within the situation, I'm seeing there be a lot of like nervousness around this. I'm hearing recoil. When I think of recoil, what comes to mind is like, that can be like fears about rejection and stuff like that. Okay, the ball is in the court of King of Wands over here. I'm actually seeing there being like a little bit of a power differential, it can feel. So someone's over here like, I'm trying to express this, and they may, it feels like this is going to be a conversation because there's a desire for things to change, and it feels like that's why this is being brought up, or something has changed within a person and they want to communicate that, like they want to be even done with this conversation. King of Wands now has to decide, well, like now that this has been brought to me, what do I want to do about it? I'm seeing that whoever's identified with this water energy, so the person that may feel like they're sort of like more in their emotions with this, and there's going to be that side. Somebody over here is more in a space of like, I'm feeling a lot and I want to talk about how I'm feeling, and I'm feeling nervous and I'm feeling really sensitive to things, and like what's gonna happen. Like this is somebody that's sort of just like sitting in their feelings, and the other person is, I'm getting like a more stoic vibe from the energy of the King of Wands over here. It's like normally King of Wands is probably in the driver's seat, right? Archetypally speaking. But it's sort of like the feminine energy sort of driving this home to the masculine energy, which is interesting. So there may be a little flip-flop of like roles that are normally played within this type of scheme here. Because I'm seeing now King of Wands, it's like brought to King of Wands. King of Wands, what are you going to do about this? Like, what do you think about it? It feels like it's an opportunity to connect, but I'm seeing the like feminine water energy be like feeling something has been like distressing to them even. So it feels like they want to get something off their chest so it can come to an end, because like they don't want to deal with this anxiety anymore. Like they just want this situation to sort of be over now. it can feel like one person has like more power in some way. Power is such a like vague term. Like, power in what way? Like, what is that applying to? You know, there can be like so many different ways that this can actually be playing out within a dynamic. I just get the vibe that like one energy may be like more steady within something, and there may be another energy that feels a bit ungrounded. Like, I'm just getting in, like, with this feminine water energy, it's almost like something that's hard to hold in your hands energetically, but this other one feels like more solid, just as far as like what I'm picking up on. It's not like anything that I'm like actually seeing, but from what I'm noticing energetically, from what I'm feeling energetically within this sort of situation that's playing out here, one of these energies just seems more solid in whatever context this is, and the other one seems a bit more like flopping around or something. Like, it feels just very watery in itself, where it's like movable, changeable, like that type of thing. Like, we don't even really know what's going on here. We just know that it's something intense. I also feel like the more solid energy may have influenced something within... I don't want to label it as that. I'm seeing the more like fiery energy has influenced this within the more like watery energy, okay? So something is going on here regarding that. This King of Wands over here may be very stuck in the ways of how they do things to have the Hierophant, or they're just like pretty particular about things. They can be kind of stubborn too. This water energy is like one of those... The feminine water energy is one of those very like secretly powerful energies, like in a really intense way, but in a way where it's like below the surface. I'm seeing that. The other one, maybe the fire energy, may come through in a way where they're like more blatant about it, you know, like walk in the room and there's like a tension on them, like there's that sense of magnetism, and they may be just like set in their ways. I'm seeing like the Taurian energy be associated with them currently. Remember, all of us have all the energies in our chart. This person is embodying the energy of Taurian energy. So it means that they stand for what they believe in. They know where they stand. They're solid within that. They're like reliable, you know, it's that type of thing. It's like, I have my ways of doing things. I like these ways of doing things. I like what's familiar. I like my patterns, you know, like that type of thing. Like, when I think of Taurus energy, I think of like a stream of water that's been sort of flowing over a piece of land, or like even a rock or something like that, and because the water has gone through, it's left like that deep like engraving. And that's sort of like the way that Taurian energy likes to go. It's like how we've always gone, you know, like that type of thing. So I'm seeing that person be like really sort of solid in that way within their own energy. Now this water energy here, where there can be like a lot of I'm seeing like all of the lower chakra colors, like we have red, we have orange, and we have yellow over here. So it's just like really sturdy. Over here we're seeing like a lot of blue, and also things that are associated with blue is communication. I feel like at this point this person is getting to a spot where they're like, I'm gonna get this off my chest. I've been really, really worried about it, and it has to do with some really huge change emotionally that this feminine water energy is going through. When I say feminine and I say masculine, there is absolutely no association with gender at all, okay? Just to get that out there. So what's happening is that whatever, these two people are linked, even though I'm seeing like very it's almost like their backs are turned to one another, how I'm seeing the energy be, but I know that there's some type of connecting that's happening here, because I do see like a mutual flow, but it may be like, maybe you feel like you're an individual, this person is very much an individual, and there's this like intercrossing or something like that that's happening here. There can be fear about things changing emotionally. That can definitely be part of this as well. But what I'm seeing at the end of the day is things are finally progressing. This is about an opportunity to connect, for two people to connect. I'm seeing there be one person that is very blatantly initiating this. So this isn't like you and the other person looking at each other being like, who's gonna make the first move? This is like, I'm seeing one person be like, this is how I'm feeling, this is what's going on, like I'm bringing this to you, I'm letting you know how I'm feeling. It's like that type of thing. So I'm seeing it just be very obvious. So this isn't something where you're going to be left guessing. This is somebody very blatantly communicating their intention, how they're feeling, and in that spot where they're like really owning their emotions. So that's what I'm seeing one of the energies be. The other energy that has a difficult time with change and can be very, very stuck in their ways. They feel like they're going through it because of things not feeling like they always do. So this energy that, you know, the energy that in the beginning we were saying is like the more solid looking energy. It's like I'm seeing a very fixed energy over here. So that means that this person, like they can't go over that route that they've been going. Like something is changing here, and I think that's feeling disconcerting. Now, because even though you look at this and be like, the Ace of Cups here, like, somebody really owning their emotions and being like, here, this is how I feel and this is what's going on. And in this way, there's a very authentic emotional expression. At the same time, I'm seeing one of the energies, which again, you would think at first, like they're the one that is like more steady in this. They're actually the ones that are having a hard time because they're like naturally more rigid. And they really like doing things the way that they like doing things. And now there's a concern that like now I'm gonna have to shed some stuff. Now I'm gonna have to change some stuff. Now this is sort of putting like my beliefs or my way of doing things, like highlighting that, and now we're all gonna take a look at it, you know, like that type of thing. So that's what I'm seeing is going on here. But at the end of the day, this is gonna be growth, even though I'm seeing it be super, super uncomfortable. So that's what's going on here. I'm seeing Scorpio and I'm seeing Taurus here. So you may feel like one person is really embodying a fiery energy mixed with like a Taurian energy, and the other person is really embodying a watery energy with a focus in like Scorpio, like that type of intensity. Being an agent of change, actually, because also too, like Taurus and Scorpio, they're sister signs. So these are kind of like opposites attract within this situation to sort of like rustle things up within each other and ignite that flame. All right, my friends, we're going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everyone for connecting. Thank you for tuning in. I'm sending everybody love, and I hope to catch you guys next time.